So that's a really important statement there, because if hardware is capable enough, that's the hard thing to upgrade.
Yes,
usually.
exactly.
So then the rest is a software problem.
Yes. Software has like no marginal cost, really.
But what's your intuition on the software side? How hard are the remaining steps to get it to where, the experience, not just the safety, but the full experience is something that people would enjoy?
Well, I think people enjoy it very much so on the highways. It's a total game changer for quality of life, for using, Tesla Autopilot on the highways. So it's really just extending that functionality to city streets, adding in the traffic light recognition, navigating complex intersections, and then being able to navigate complicated parking lots, so the car can exit a parking space and come and find you, even if it's in a complete maze of a parking lot. And then it can just drop you off and find a parking spot by itself.
Yeah, in terms of enjoyability and something that people would actually find a lot of use from, the parking lot is a really, it's rich of annoyance when you have to do it manually. So there's a lot of benefit to be gained from automation there. So let me start injecting the human into this discussion a little bit. So let's talk about full autonomy. If you look at the current level 4 vehicles being tested on road, like Waymo and so on, they're only technically autonomous. They're really level 2 systems with just a different design philosophy, because there's always a safety driver in almost all cases, and they're monitoring the system.
Right.
Do you see Tesla's full self-driving as still, for a time to come, requiring supervision of the human being? So its capabilities are powerful enough to drive, but nevertheless requires a human to still be supervising, just like a safety driver is in other fully autonomous vehicles.
I think it'll require detecting hands on wheel for at least 6 months or something like that from here. Really, it's a question of, like, from a regulatory standpoint, how much safer than a person does Autopilot need to be for it to be okay to not monitor the car? And this is a debate that one can have, and then but you need a large sample, a large amount of data, so that you can prove with high confidence, statistically speaking, that the car is dramatically safer than a person, and that adding in the person monitoring does not materially affect the safety. So it might need to be like 200 or 300% safer than a person.
And how do you prove that?
Incidents per mile.
Incidents per mile.
Yeah.
So crashes and fatalities. So,
yeah, I mean, fatalities would be a factor, but there are just not enough fatalities to be statistically significant at scale. But there are enough crashes. There are far more crashes than there are fatalities. So you can assess what is the probability of a crash. Then there's another step, which is probability of injury, then probability of permanent injury, then probability of death. And all of those need to be much better than a person by at least perhaps 200%.